I'm here with Nolan, the Director of Research at CoinDesk at Consensus 2019, and I'm inviting you to join us as we have a conversation about what it's been like the last few days. Thanks for meeting with me.
Hey, my pleasure. Happy to always talk about the event that takes so much work to put on.
I can only imagine what it's like, but why don't we take a walk so people can kind of see what you and your team have put on here for Consensus. It's been amazing being here for me the last few days. I know 4,600 people have come to New York for Blockchain Week. And of course,
to this event. 4,600 to this event.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, how many to Blockchain Week? I mean, we're just guessing, but if it's 4,600 here, a lot of people didn't come here. So,
right.
We're in the 6 to 7s by then.
That's amazing. Yeah. Okay, that's a big deal. Now, as the Director of Research, what's a win for you? Like, what makes you end today's conference and you say, mission accomplished, I'm really, really glad that we did that thing?
So I would say that if the event is able to reflect where the industry is at this time and place, May 15th, 2019, if the event is able to just do that, I think it's successful.
Yes.
But it is a complicated thing. The industry itself is growing so quickly and moving so fast that it's always a challenge to capture the subjects that are relevant today,
right.
The people that are pushing the envelope today, because it's such a big revolution and change that people contributed so much in 2015 and 2016, and then the industry changes, and some people leave for a bit and come back, and other people push new things, and it goes in that direction. So as long as we were accurately capturing the people that are pushing the narratives, that are pushing the industry, and are able to reflect that, then I think it's a good thing. If people leave this conference with a few ideas about where things are headed next year and the year after, I mean, long term, we've been successful.
Okay. And what is it for you that's been most encouraging or delightful? What's exceeded your expectation this year so far in the last 2.5 days for this event?
So I think that, last year's event was really on the sort of cusp of the big, I think in the history books when people talk about the bubble of 2017. I think it really will be from Consensus, not the calendar year 2017, but it'll be from Consensus 2017 to Consensus 2018.
Right, that was that 12-month window.
Yeah, and Consensus 2018 really was the end of that crazy era where early stage finance had really been changed. We all knew it had been changed.
Right.
We found this tool. I think what happened last year is people thought that was the end of the story. It's in fact just a small little thing that was done.
Yeah.
And now what we've seen is, when people talk about democratizing investment in finance, it's actually not just a thing where you push a button and it's democratized. Part of democratizing it is that all these people now have access to investing. All these people are actively investing and having fun doing it, and also learning.
And most for the first time.
Yeah, so the sophistication of people, like, you're not going to be able to just pump some, crazy idea any longer, because people lost money, and that's kind of a good thing in a way, because people realized the tool is there, it should be used, it's a great tool to use, but now let's use it efficiently. Let's have the buyers of this thing become more sophisticated and have to learn lessons about investing, because democratizing investing doesn't mean everybody wins.
No, that's absolutely not.
You learn how to do it.
That's right.
And more people are learning how to do it, so we're really excited about that.
Now, if...
And even down to that, that whole early stage finance thing is still just one part. There's so much more than just raising money.
Well, of course, solving supply chain management, proving that art is what it is, the impact on games, the impact on governments, it goes on and on in terms of what's going to happen due to the distributed ledger technology, blockchain, crypto, all things in this industry.
And to see this stuff, so pervasive and growing here and there, and look, we're also in the world of cryptography, and cryptography does develop slower than video games.
Absolutely.
It's either bulletproof or not. So, seeing how people are really understanding that more.
Right.
But the challenges of scaling this technology are not the same challenges of scaling Nintendo or the iPhone, or it's not quite the same thing.
No.
So far so good. People are understanding the space a lot more. They're understanding what the technology can do, and the growth curve of it a little better.
Yeah, I had people tell me on day 3, this place will be empty, there won't be a lot of people here. What's it like to walk through one of your expo halls, because you have multiple, and to see this much life? on a Wednesday afternoon. Because I mean, I didn't actually expect this to have so much life energy and all the things that we're seeing right now.
I would say that that's really a testament to the industry itself. I mean, this is, there is such a heartfelt following. If you go to any other, sometimes I go to conferences that aren't crypto conferences, and we sort of do like a 101 on crypto. And you can see that most people are there because it's their job. They were sent there. What you have, and then, so like a normal conference, you see that spirit being depleted at the end because, for God's sakes, this has been a tough couple of days at work. Here, you've got people who are almost religious about making this thing work.
Yes.
And so it's much easier to motivate people like that to be involved and to enjoy the content and the experience and meeting all these like-minded people.
Yeah.
So this, because of that spirit, the whole event takes on a bit more of a festival-like atmosphere. So as long as people keep meeting and coming, they'll keep showing up.
It's awesome.
We could probably add a day tomorrow and they'd show up again.
And they still keep coming. Now, one of the things that was really a courageous move on your team's part was the fact that you said, hey, let's do a digital swag bag this year.
I wouldn't say courageous.
You don't think so?
I would say that.
I mean, nobody's done it.
Sure.
You allowed Jody Rich and his team at NFT.Kred to create something that hadn't really been done at a conference for 5,000 people. I think it's kind of a bold move.
So I'd say
I think it worked out well. Over 1,000 people, redeemed their tokens. So, but talk to me a bit about that.
So I'd say CoinDesk is in a weird position in that we created an event about an industry that was so immature that we weren't actually able to put the technology in people's hands. Some things are better. Show, don't tell. They say that in writing a lot. Show, don't tell.
Absolutely.
And we can't. If we would do another event where we just talked about NFTs, people get it. They get it. It's a baseball card. It's a whatever. We all understand. Collect stuff. We don't need to talk about it that much.
Right.
But if you don't put this stuff in people's hands, we have to quit it from being so abstract. And when we look at a lot of these other events in the space, they've been quite quick at adopting some of the tech to the experience of the event.
Right.
And in our mind, so you say it's courageous, a little bit of fear too, like if we don't do this and someone else does it and starts integrating the tech into the experience,
that's a good point.
You're actually going to lose in the long run.
That's a good point.
So I wouldn't say courageous, I would say slightly motivated by fear.
Okay.
If you don't have paranoia that someone is going to beat you, then you're going to get beaten.
I mean, I would say we can just stay right here. I would say, for me, and this is off the topic a little bit, but courage is just the response to fear.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. Yeah.
Because we all face fear and anxiety. And then either we back away from it out of insecurity, or we say, you know what, I'm just going to face it.
It's a race against your own insecurity.
That's true.
And so that's kind of what had us, putting this thing together. And frankly, when we see it from an event point of view, we see this as something that can go into mainstream events, and you wouldn't even, when people always talk about, well, we won't even know you're using crypto.
Right.
Well, NFTs are one of those things where you don't actually have to know. Who cares? It's a card, and now we know it's scarce, and then just do the thing you did when you had your normal Pokemon, or your baseball card, or so in our mind, we could see, one of the things I think that we did that was really interesting is driving traffic to these booths by saying, okay, you have a physical item.
Yes.
You don't want to anonymously give it in a bag, and maybe they'll, come see you later. Now